Alright, so I am going to do a little video on how to rekey a Mortice lock, or if you're an American, a lever lock. Now you may be asking, why the fuck would I want to do that? Well, I'm about to tell you, right? There's a few reasons why you might want to do this, alright? One, you may have something like this, everything's fallen out, alright? You don't know what order the levers need to go back in. You may have the key and not have a fucking clue where they've got to go. You could want to key these locks alike, right? So you can have your front door and your back door running off the same Mortice key, right? There's lots of different reasons why you would like to do it. But yes, I'm going to show you how you can do it, what you need to do, and I'm going to give you a little bit of information towards the end of this video that you can keep for yourself. This is mainly aimed at the Hero Fortress locks, but I have different lever heights and charts for many different locks. So yeah, if you wanted a different one, then I've probably got it. Right, so first thing we need to understand with a Mortice lock, okay? It's very similar to a pin tumbler lock, where the bigger the cut, okay, the smaller the number. All right, so same with pins. A number 1 pin is going to be fucking huge, and like a number 9 pin is going to be a deep cut, right? It's the same with a Mortice lock. So the higher the cut, the smaller the number. So that's likely, depending on that, I'll show you in a minute, but you know, that's going to be the highest one in there, right? So again, these are 5 lever locks. So if you look, we have any Mortice key you look at, apart from a couple, we're mainly going on these ones, but you're going to get 7 cuts on a Mortice key, all right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? But you'll be like, this is a 5 lever lock. Why the fuck have you got 7 cuts on it? Well, I'm going to show you, right? Now the key is balanced. Okay, the key is symmetrical. It has to be that way because it works from both sides of the door. Right? This is the curtain. This is what the key goes into when it goes into the lock. All right. So when it goes all the way in, all right. Steady that camera. How many cuts are we actually seeing here? Right. That comes out. Doesn't come any further than that piece there, which is what actually throws the bolt. Right, but how many cuts can we see? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can only see 5 cuts, right? Now, once I take this key out, okay, and then I come in the other side, and I do this, okay, we still have the same 5 cuts showing, but it's on the other side of the key. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same 5 cuts. That's why there's 7 cuts on this key, because it has to be symmetrical to work from both sides of the door. The key is balanced. Right? It has to be that way. Another thing you need to understand is that levers 3 and 5 in most locks are going to be the same height. Alright? So look, there's lever 1. There's lever 2. There's lever 3. And there's lever 5. 3 and 5 are the same height. Let me get another fucking key. This one here. There's 2 cuts on the end here. So there's 1, 2. There's lever 3. 4's in the middle, and 5. 3 and 5, that's a dodgy ass key. But 3 and 5 are the same. I get another key. This one here. Lever 1. Lever 2. There's lever 3. 4 and 5. 3 and 5 are the same height. They will always be the same. Alright? So, what I'm going to do is all I've got here is a fucking lock that's been taken apart. I've got a bolt, I've got a curtain, I've got a spring, and I've got a spare key. But I don't have any levers in it. Right? So, no, that's not the key I want. Where's it gone? There it is. There. That's for that lock. So I'm going to try and make a key for this lock. Well, I'm going to try and lever it up to match this key, right? Because otherwise you're just going to have a lock sitting there and you're not going to be able to play with it because you don't know what order those fucking levers are going to go back in, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a very sophisticated piece of paper, right? And I'm going to try and do this in one take, which here we go. I'm going to whip this up a little bit. Alright, here we go. So let me just move some shit out of the way. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So what we're basically looking at here, right, it's not the piece of paper, but it's the information on this piece of paper. Okay. Now, you can see we've got 8 different lines on this piece of paper. Now these lines indicate the lever heights in this particular lock, alright? So I'm going to try and do this in such a way where we can try and see it through the camera, because it's going to be a slightly different angle. But what I'm going to do is I got this line by here, right? And the bottom of my key is going to sit on that line. And then wherever these cuts sit, or wherever they match up with these lines, that is the height of that particular lever, right? So I'm going to pop this by here. I'm going to try and get a tidy angle so you can see it. Hold on now. Let's get my thing lined up. Okay, so the first cut, can you see what that's lining up with? If I did that, maybe. Can you see it's lining up with? Again, these lines are really fucking close together. But it's lining up with number 4. Okay, so the first cut is a 4. Number 2, I know you can't really see it there, but it's 1 cut down, so it's going to be a 5. Lever 3 is also sitting at a 4. Lever 4, with my fingers slightly in the way, that's down on a 7. And then levers 5, because levers 3 and 5 are the same, it's also, let's drop it down a bit, going to be a 4. Yeah, I'm sure you can see what I'm trying to show you there. Alright, so from that, I can work out the heights of this key and the heights of these levers. So it's going to be 4, 5, 4, 7, 4. Alright, 4, 5, 4, 7, 4. So I'm going to put this, let's just come down a bit. I'm going to put this lock together. So I'm going to put the bolt in. We're going to put the spring in the right fucking way around. I'm going to pop the casing in. Like that. Now what did we say it was? 4, 5, 4, 7, 4. Now remember, 4, 5, 4, 7, 4. But this is the front of the lock, so we have to put them in reverse. Alright, so we're gonna go 4, 4, 7, 4, 5, 4. So I'm gonna put it in. So I got lots of different lever heights by here. 2, 3. Is this a 4? Yes, it is. So I'm gonna go 4. So it's 4, 7. I got 7s here. That's a 6. This is a 7. So that's 4, 7, and then we're going to go 4 again. All right. So that is 4, 7, 4, and then 5. And then another 4, isn't it? Which is there. So that from the front then, that's going to give you the code 45474. From the random key that we used on our piece of paper just now. And we now have a working lock. Alright? So it's very nice. I've also got another lock by here. So again, we could probably decode this if we wanted to. Let's get my key under my piece of paper, and I'm going to try and line it up so you can see. Let's get this. Okay, So those first two cuts there, lining up with number 5. Yeah. The next one across, which is number 3, is lining up with number 2. The next one across then is a 3, and then obviously 3 and 5 are the same. So 5 is 2. So that's 5, 5, 2, 3, 2. Just from looking at that, 5, 5, 2, 3, 2. Should we have a look? 5, 5, 2, 3, 2. Hold on. Don't want that spring to come out. So 5, 5. Maybe say it was 5, 5, 2, 3, and then obviously 3 and 5 are the same, so, and then 2, right? So just from looking at that little piece of paper, we were able to get the actual code for it. So again, what if you take these levers out and you jumble them all up and you have no idea what order they've got to go back in, which happens quite a bit. Some people do that. You stuck them there and you're like, fuck, I don't know what order they got to go back in, right? Now again, go back to what I said earlier. When you actually look at a key, the highest cuts, right, is going to be the smaller number, right? So these two cuts here, fucking forget them a minute. We're going to look for the biggest cut, right, which is sitting in position 3, which is sitting there. So forget these two. I'm looking for the biggest number, right? Now that's sitting in position 3. We know 3 and 5 are the same. So I'm looking for the 2 smallest numbers that are in there, right? So I'm going to get the levers. And I got a 2 there. 2, that's a 3, 5, another 2, and a 5, right? So the 2 smallest numbers in there are 2s. And we know now they're going to be positions 3 and position 5, alright? Again, I'm going to look for the next biggest cut, which sits at position 4. Right, so I'm going to look for the next smallest number. So again, I'm going to run through. We've got 5. We have a 5. And we have a 3. Can't be nothing else, can it? So 3 is going to sit at position 4. So the ones we've done so far, we've gone, that one there is a 2. That one there is a 2. That one there is going to be a 3. We're only left with these 2 cuts and they're the fucking same. Right? What we got? 2 5s. Right? So that is 5, 5, 2, 3, 2. Right? Let's pop these back in. Again, putting them back in reverse. So we're going to go 2. Be careful that fucking spring don't come out by there. So we're going to go 2, 3, 2, 5, and 5. And that should give us the working key again, which it does. So, I'm sure you'll understand that. Now, this little piece of paper, I put some information on it. Right, you can make one of these, it's really easy to do. All you need is a ruler or a digital caliper or something like that. So I've got a line, I've got a starting point. Right, now that, let me do my caliper right there. The way I've got some heights by here, and the way they are done is, let me just get a key. Right, it's gone from the bottom of the key to the top of the height. So that is how I've measured these particular ones on this chart. All right. So that you can make your own. You just go from the bottom to the top. All right. That is what they're going to be to each individual height in this lock. So what we have got, we zoom in here, right? So height number 8 is 9.70 millimeters. Okay, what we're going to do is put a line there. All right, at 9 from there to there. Okay. Again, you can't really confuse it because there's big differences between each one of these heights. So you can see height 7 is 10.65 millimeters. Height 6 is 1160, 5 is 1260, 4 is 1360, 3 is 1460, 2 is 1560, and 1 is 1660. All right, so let me give you an idea of what we're talking here. So if I went and did that, let me reposition that, go to there, 1655 is 1660. What height is that? 1660 is a number 1 height. All right, so you can make your own little chart. All you need is digital caliper, draw some lines, put your fucking key on it, and you will have yourself a little Fortress key decoding chart. Yeah. So yeah, that should make a little bit of sense if you're into that type of thing. But yes, it should help somebody out. All right, I'm out. I'll see you later. Bye bye.